Week 2 of the Premier League officially in the books, so it's time for the weekly recap where I give my take on every single team, what they looked like at the weekend. If you haven't done so yet, hit that sub button before you keep going here in this video, and let's get straight into the content. Second straight 4-1 victory. What a way to start off the season. I thought that there'd be a little bit of a drop-off losing Caicedo, but nothing of the sorts. It was against Wolves, so take it with a grain of salt. You've got West Ham, United, and Newcastle next. Hopefully you can keep your form up. I thought last week was bad. It just got even worse this week. I mean, next weekend you've got Wolves. You better beat them. It's going to be you two fighting for relegation. And Calvert-Lewin, just figure it out, bro. Haaland didn't score a goal, which was the only unexpected thing this weekend. But the fact that Julian Alvarez is getting some more playing time is absolutely scary for the rest of the league. Let's see who they have next. Sheffield, Fulham, West Ham, Forest, Wolves. The only team that can stop him is Arsenal, and please do. You got robbed last week with no pen. They came out, apologized, should have given you the pen. But this week was just absolutely embarrassing. I mean, I thought you guys might be a surprise after that United game, but yeah, you're gone. That was never a red for Tomiyasu. You can't convince me otherwise, but you pulled out the win, showed a lot of heart. Fulham is going to be a tough game next week. Then you got United, but hey, like I said, you're the only people that can stop City, so please, please do. You ended up getting an off week because Luton Town, they weren't ready to play in the Prem yet. But I hope you're getting ready because next week in Villa, it could get ugly.
Like the video and subscribe to Crossover.
I don't think that you should have gotten that pen off of Tim Ream, but you capitalized off of defensive mistakes. And you're looking good even without Tony, which is kind of surprising. You've got Bournemouth and Palace next, so I think you could be all right. Let's get it together, boys. Let's get ready. It's time to play Premier League football here. Come on. Hard done by that red to McAllister. I personally don't think it was a red. I was a little bit worried because you guys conceded early, but you bounced back. So massive W there. But next week, Newcastle without McAllister. I'm assuming you're going to play Endo there. You just signed him. You got to play him. Or if not, move Trent and put Tsimikas at the back. But it's going to be a tough game to figure out here, especially without McAllister next week. Tough result. You conceded in like the second minute and then in the 88th. So early and late. Tough result. That's the second loss of the season. You got City next week. It's not looking good, boys. I don't know what Ange told the boys at halftime, but in Ange we trust. They looked so good in the second half, and I keep saying this every time. This is going to be the year that the Spurs finally get a trophy. $1 billion spent, and you can only get 1 point in your first 2 games. That's absolutely shocking. How do you lose against a 10-man West Ham? Makes no sense. You got an $100 million midfielder missing a pen in Enzo. Then you bring a $100 million midfielder off the bench who gives away a pen and gets twerked on by Lucas Paquetá. This is absolutely embarrassing. Enzo only has 4 wins with a Chelsea shirt on. If you don't win against Luton Town next week, just delete the club and start over. What a game. You looked so good playing with 10 men against a $1 billion team on the other side. You got Brighton next week. That could be the best game of the week, if I'm going to be honest. West Ham, Brighton could be the best game of the week. Let those bubbles fly high, boys. You gave City a run for their money, quite literally, in the El Clasico, but you kept Haaland off the score sheet, so I guess that's a win. You've got Liverpool and Brighton next, so go out and prove that you can be a top team in the Prem. You started Pereira, which I told you to do in the last video, so I guess you've been watching my video, so shout out to you guys. But you can't be having those defensive mistakes. Diop giving away the ball like that. I still don't think it was a penalty for Tim Ream, but your next 3 games are at Arsenal for the league. Then you got Tottenham for the cup, and then you're at City for the league again, so it can get really ugly here. Massive bounce back after that 5-1 loss last weekend, so that's good. But Coutinho injured. I'm so sad for him just because I love him and I feel like he can never stay healthy. But you got Pau Torres, you got Diaby. Unai Emery is really cooking something up here, and it could be special. What is happening to Manchester United? You looked so bad last week, holding on for a 1-0 win against Wolves. Then you looked so good in the first half against Tottenham. And then second half, you're just not even playing. I don't know what's going on. I think you should have had a pen on that handball. I don't know how VAR doesn't give that. You got some unlucky deflections on both goals. You hit the post a couple of times. Bruno's missing wide open headers, but let's find some consistency here. Solid performance. Only won 2-1, but there could have been more. Matt Turner looked good. He only got beat by a banger just like last week he did for Saka. But I keep saying this. Matt Turner, 2026, is winning the World Cup. And I'm going to go down and say it. Nottingham will get a result next week at Old Trafford. I wanted to see a little bit more from you, especially once Arsenal went down to 10 men. But tough result. You've got Brentford and you've got Wolves next, so you'll be all right. And those are all the results for week 2 of the Prem officially in the books. The surprise of the week, it's got to be West Ham beating Chelsea. Now looking forward to next week. We've got a couple of good games, and if you guys don't know, every weekend I do a game of the weekend, and I go out to a bar in New York City and watch it. Next weekend, it's going to be Newcastle versus Liverpool. However, I might take the weekend off only because Saturday, Messi is coming to New York, and I'm going to go watch Messi in the arena. I'll be doing a game day vlog for that, so make sure to follow or subscribe, whatever, and stay in tune for that. So I don't know whether or not I'm going to be going out to the Liverpool bar in New York to watch that Newcastle game. But even if I don't, I'll be making one of these videos again every weekend, just talking about every single team, kind of give a little rundown of what the games looked like at the weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the sub, hit the like, tell a friend to subscribe. Let's build up this community. And yeah, we're out of here. Peace. Oh, and drop a controversial take in the comments. I want to make a video where I just go over a whole bunch of controversial takes. Whatever it is, my controversial take will be Bale was better than Neymar. Let's start off with that one. Comment something below.